So now you have FFX running on your desktop, and now you want to put it on your laptop. Now, depending upon your laptop, this is a Lenovo, the original Yoga 13, which has a 4000 graphics chip in it, HD 4000. You still can get it to run and run pretty good. We're going to go through all the installation and everything and see that you can get it onto your laptop and get this. You're flying on your laptop, take it with you. You can still enjoy FXX on the road. So there's a little problem with that because a lot of notebooks nowadays, laptops, tablets don't have a DVD drive. So I've gone out to my desktop here, gone out to my DVD where I'm going to put my Flight Simulator disk in. I'm going to say share with and go over here to advanced sharing. This way you don't, by the way, you don't have to buy a separate DVD. So as long as you have it on your desktop. So we're just going to say, okay, I want to share this. So I'm going to go to advanced sharing down here and say share this. And I'm going to give it a name. And I'm just going to simply call it DVD drive. Let's get it up and say okay. Okay, and then we're going to go down here and say close. And now you'll see the little people icons right there. And that means it's shared on your network. Okay, now it only can be write or readable, so you don't have to worry about write and read privileges. So now I'm going out to my network now from my this is from my notebook, and I'm going to go out and browsing around the DVD, and I can find the setup.exe file, which is the one I want to run. So we go over here and click on that to launch the install program. So we get it to run. Let's see, let's click on this, and there it goes. We're going off and it's installing. Now I'm going to skip through the long install here. There's going to be a lot of screens here. It goes a lot slower than this, as you all know. Plus it's across the network, so it's going to be even slower. But I'm skipping through some of these screens to show you just how fast. As a matter of fact, we're just going to skip to the end here. Well, actually, before we get to the end, you're going to get this kind of error right there at the middle of it. It's because it's going to ask for the second CD. However, it doesn't have the logic built in to understand the mapping. So just take your current install disk 1 out. No matter how times you click on this, it's not going to work. You simply put your install disk 2 in, click on retry, and then you continue with your installation. So here we are at last screen. Now it's saying removing backup files, blah, blah, blah. All the stuff it's doing, space requirements and all that. You might get a problem with XML a little bit, but for the most part, you should be okay. We're going to go to the software license agreement, say accept, and say activate now or activate later. Now I said activate later, but I had a problem later on. You'll see in the video where I can't activate it. Not sure if that's correctable. I have to wait 30 days. But you might want to go ahead and try and activate it now. Or maybe they were just having a problem with their activation server that day. So let's go ahead and let this thing run, and we get here to loading. So I'm going to skip right past it, right to the screen, welcome screen. I'm going to skip past that because you've all seen probably the welcome screen and all the features it talks about. But we're in the configuration now. We're going to go ahead and take a look at customizing the graphics. Now you'll notice here, because I don't have Service Pack 1 or 2 or the Acceleration Pack installed, there's no DirectX option here. And that's very important for later on. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and launch it here. Going to go grab another aircraft and everything to see how well it does. This is the first performance before we install the Service Pack. Not even Service Pack 1's been installed. No acceleration packs. It's just a plain vanilla flight simulator. And we're going to see how well it runs on the system like that. And what we're going to find out here is that it runs really good, surprisingly well. Now this is just because with the resolutions weren't set correctly for that and my capture program, but that runs. We're going to go in here a little quick and tune up some things, changing the target frame rate and all those kinds of things to make sure that we can take advantage of it. Now select your resolution that's native to your PC. Mine's 1600 by 900, so you would use that if that's your native resolution. So we're back in here, and we're now there's no detail, as you can see here. There's just the aircraft flying, and that's it. A little bit later on, we see some of the other things, a little rough looking. Now here I've skipped to some detail so you can see some of the detail we're talking about in the standard. Again, no DirectX and everything. Low detail running. It runs okay, looks okay. I see all the features are working as far as that goes. So, so far so good. So I'm going to just fly between a couple buildings here, take a look around and everything on the standard plain vanilla. No service pack, no, just FXX installed on your Lenovo. Works great. So now we're going to go look at the Service Pack 1. Now I'm going to I've already downloaded these files and installed them on my Lenovo, so I don't have to worry about doing it across network. So I'm just going to do Service Pack 1. Remember, I have Acceleration Pack, so I'm not going to do Service Pack 2. But if you don't have Acceleration Pack, you're going to install Service Pack 2. So we go in here, and here comes the usual terms of use and everything from Microsoft. And it's going out here to do the configuration. So here we are. It's going to install. Take a little longer than that. I just cut to the end. So you can only show Service Pack 1. So now that we do that, I'm going to go out and run Flight Simulator so we can see how well it works without patch. Now, I say here activate later, but you should want to go ahead and say activate now and put your serial number in, because when you install the acceleration pack, it's going to say you can't do it without having it activated the software first. So you have to go back and do that. So you might as well do it now. But anyways, here we are inside the program running fine with the Service Pack 1. So we're going to go ahead and choose an airplane. That's one of the things we're going to do here. And let's run it. And there we are. I've not done any graphics changes. I'm just trying to get a hold of my airplane here. And you can see, dang it. So anyways, you can see how well it runs with Service Pack 1. No difference, basically. So now it's time to install the Service Pack 1, now that we know that everything's working fine at this step. So we'll go out here. And, oh, by the way, if you don't have Acceleration Pack, you can do Service Pack 2. So here we are. This is the same DVD drive. I'm installing Flight Simulator X Acceleration from the same DVD on the other one. And like I said earlier, you have to activate it first, so you have to run through activation process and everything to do that. So I've launched the Flight Simulator. I went to the activation. I put in my key, and here we are. So I've successfully activated it. Now I can go ahead and actually do the upgrade to the new one, to the Acceleration Pack. So now what I've done is I've gone out here with the Acceleration Pack. I've gone put it in the same DVD drive on my desktop and went to it and ran it, and boom, it's going to go ahead and do all that. It's going to compute space requirements and do all that stuff. I'm skipping through this so that we can get past it all. And so here we are, successful Microsoft Acceleration Pack. So now that we have that installed, we're going to go run it and test it. So if we run Microsoft Flight Simulator, we get to the new screen that comes with Acceleration Pack. So now we go in here and we do the same thing we did before. We go to settings and double check your settings with one major difference. We now have, if you look there on the right hand side, there's a preview DirectX 10, which means because DirectX 10 was in development, we have to check that and apply that setting. Now you can play with your settings of frame rates and all that. If you look at my other video, I go ahead and tell it to do maximum. You might want to play with your laptop to make sure. It might crash a few times, but eventually you should get one that says it. Now, I'm having this problem where I can't activate Flight Simulator Expansion Pack or the Acceleration Pack. It may go away, it may after 30 days quit working. I don't know yet. But here you might want to go ahead and just try that and activate it earlier so you may not have that error. So here we are, I'm back in now. Just again, play with this, putting up aircraft, background or scenery and all that stuff. Do whatever you need to do to get it working correctly for your particular system. Play around with it and then go test. Eventually you'll find a setting that works for your system, even the Lenovo I have. So lastly now, we're going to go take a look at it running. I'm going to put in a window so we can do some temperature checks on the laptop to make sure everything's working okay. Now, I'm going to fly around here to examine everything, make sure it's working, and I can change resolutions later on. I did all that. I changed the density of the background and the scenery and everything until I found a place where I dialed in where I felt like I'm not getting any crashes. Everything's working fine, whether full screen or windowed mode. But right now, after this, we're going to go take a look at temperatures while we're doing this. So I'm going to close the flight down and then say exit that. And I've launched a program called SpeedFan. You can go download this at speedfan.com. You can control your fans with this program. You can monitor things. This one doesn't have any fans because it's a laptop, but it will sit there and measure your CPU and everything. So let's take a look at what we're doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and launch the program. You see we're starting out at 53, 54, somewhere around there. I have no cooler underneath this laptop. It's sitting on a glass table. It's not the greatest circulation underneath it, but let's take a look at what goes on. So when we launch the program, the flight simulator, you'll see that the temperatures in the CPU have already risen somewhat. So instead of being at 52 and 53, they're already jumped to 63. Now, I can't give you ranges for your laptop. Don't worry too much about the flames. You have to set the settings in the speed fan to tell it what your top thing is, your top range is, and then it'll monitor that for you. But as we increase the work, you'll see that it gets higher and higher. Now, again, I can't tell you the temperatures for your particular system because I don't know what your system is. So just have to keep an eye on this and everything. Now, we'll find out later on that I had, 68 is about 69 maybe was my highest centigrade for this laptop. And so I've cut down here to the end, and here you see coming for a landing. Just been flying around with some good detail, 68 degrees centigrade. So that's about the tops of what this laptop is running at. So to recap, go ahead and install everything step by step from your network drive if you don't have an external. If you have an external, just plug it in your laptop USB port. If you have a USB port, which all Windows laptops should have, and you should be able to enjoy Flight Simulator running to do all your stuff. And just to show you that I'm not just doing screens off of a desktop, here it is running, no sound right now, but here it is running off of the Lenovo, perfectly fine, no stalls, no, literally no stalls, but no hesitation and everything. It's working really fun. So enjoy your Flight Simulator, whether you're doing it on a desktop at home or on your computer, or your notebook, or your tablet. Depending upon your processor and graphics card, there's no reason why you can't enjoy Flight Simulator for years to come. And don't forget to subscribe to Old Guy Geek. We have over 150 Windows, Windows 8, and Windows Phone 8 videos, and we're publishing more all the time.